IGCSE Computer Science, Syllabus Statement 2.1.2a, Understand and Use Basic Pseudocode Statements and Operators. So, in the last few videos, we looked at problem solving and design, and some statements from that section, we couldn't really do without having learned pseudocode first. So, those statements will be part of this section, in case you were wondering. So, this video aims to cover the basics of pseudocode. So, the math operators, assignment, and input and output, and that's about it. The next one we'll look at decision making, and then the next we'll look at loops, and then we'll continue from there. So, the math operators that you need to know include the plus sign, which is to add. So, for example, adding two numbers. For example, 3 plus 5, which gives 8. There's a minus sign, which is subtract. For example, 5 minus 2, which gives 3. There's the multiply, the asterisk, and that would be 3 times 4, which is 12. And then there's the slash, which is divide. For example, 12 divided by 4, which gives 3. Then there's this little hat arrow thingy, which is used for power. For example, 4 to the power of 5, which is hang on. No, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna bother. Then there's there are the brackets or parentheses, which is to group. For example, 3 times 6 minus 2. Without the brackets or parentheses, it would be 3 times 6, which is 18, minus 2, which would give 16. But with this, it's 3 times 6 minus 2, so this is done first. So it would be 3 times 4, which gives 12, just like this. So, assignment. In pseudocode, the course says that you have to assign variables with an arrow. Now, I mean, they'd let you assign with equals, but in the syllabus's pseudocode, we assign with an arrow and we compare with the equals. But in the exam, if you assign with equals, yeah, I don't think they'll care. In fact, no, they won't care. Because some of the code that they give in the exam, they assign with equals. Because, like, pseudocode is not strict. It's like, you can like, vary it if you want. So, yeah, you can sort of play around with it. As long as it makes sense, as long as it's logical, then it's fine. So, what this does is, what this is 3 variables. There's num1, which holds the value 4, num2, which holds the value 5, and sum, which holds 4 plus 5, which is 9. So sum holds 9. Then we get to input and output, the last part of this video. So it's important that we know how to input and output in pseudocode, otherwise you won't be able to do anything on the paper. So, back to using our num1, num2, and sum. We can input num1, input num2. So the user inputs these numbers. The program sums the 2 numbers input, and then outputs the sum. For example, if we were to input 3 for num1 and 7 for num2, then sum would be 10, so it would print 10. You could also use read and print for input and output. Instead of input and output, it doesn't matter. It's all the same. So you could say read, print, or anything similar. Like, I know that Python has raw input. Java has next line, and yeah, as long as the word that you use makes sense, or whatever you're doing makes sense, then it's fine.